Wow. Business, technology, philanthropy, higher, better, aspiration. Mark, thank you for those inspiring words. And now it's my pleasure to bring to the podium for a toast for this evening, Dan Elron of Accenture. Dan, if you would make your way forward here and join me on the stage. You should have been, by now, served a glass of champagne. So Dan, please.
Thank you, Phil, and thank you, Mark, for an excellent speech. I'll be quick. I have the honor of toasting you tonight, Mark, and I'm going to do it on behalf of many people, and actually many people who are not here tonight, and probably quite a few people who haven't met you. Here are some of the people I'd like to offer the toast for, and I'll give you a few examples of those people. First of all, I'll take you back to before you even started Salesforce.com, to a school in a very dilapidated part of Washington, D.C., where quite a few years ago you climbed up on a 110-degree day. You climbed up flights of stairs many, many times in order to install computers to give those kids a fair start, a fair playing field in terms of understanding technology. That's one group. The second group, and this is one I've witnessed in person right after the disaster in Haiti, but includes many victims of disasters in Mississippi and Haiti and other places who, if you know Mark, you know he responds to an email in 10 minutes. This was even faster after Haiti. With an immediate kind of lightning strike response after Haiti, and I know it was probably the same in Mississippi, Mark and the whole Salesforce team mobilized to donate funds, supplies, and technology support for the rescuers very, very quickly after those disasters, helping enormously, certainly in the case of many, many people, and certainly in the case of Haiti. The third group I'd like to represent here tonight are the small businesses all over, who thanks to Mark's innovation, tenacity, and vision, now have access to technology that is just as good as what companies 100 times larger are using. Both love the technology, both love the support, and here we are, another way in which Mark has kind of equaled the playing field with his vision and capabilities. The next group, and this is a little more tongue-in-cheek, and I know there are quite a few of those here. When I woke up this morning around the hotel here, lots of legal firms. So on behalf of the lawyers in the room here, I want to thank Mark. They're able to spend a little more time with their families, and why is that? Because Mark, also unusually in the industry, in the software industry, believes in something completely different in short contracts, sometimes 1 page long. I know it's shocking for the lawyers who haven't worked with him, but many of them, I'm sure, appreciate that. The next category, and there are many of you in this room as well represented, are the investors and the returns that Mark has created for them, all the way from the beginning investors, and many of you are here who believed in him, to the more recent investors. The returns have been extraordinary. But finally, and most importantly, you probably know, you probably can think what I'm going to say, it's the children who very soon will be able to get treatment at the UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital, and for many decades to come, will have the ability to get treatment in one of the leading, if not the leading facility of its kind in the world. So on behalf of all of them and all of us, to a friend and a colleague, to Mark. Cheers. Cheers. Phil, back to you. Cheers. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dan. Well said, well deserved. Again, thank you, Mark. I want to take one more opportunity to thank our sponsors for the evening. Events like this don't happen without them. I want to thank Dennis Stolke and especially John Thompson for being here as well. fantastic and gratifying to see all of the different winners as they demonstrate the spirit of innovation, something that is perhaps uniquely American about our capability as a society to keep coming up with new ideas, new visions, some brand new and some, like philanthropy, old with a rich tradition. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge a number of special guests who've made it here tonight. In particular, I think we were expecting 2 members of Congress, both unable to be here. I'm sorry for that diversion. But Jackie Spire was representing the 12th District, is going to be here. Also, Dan Lundgren from California's 3rd, and we'll connect with them later. Well, in closing, let me just a couple of thoughts real quickly. First of all, it's not too soon to say we'll look forward to seeing you at the 53rd David Packard Medal of Achievement event, which will be October 13th. So you can pull out your little device and mark that on your calendar right now. And we'll look forward to numerous nominations. The site will be open for you to do that. We also want to mark, as I mentioned earlier, we celebrate the individual on the West Coast in kind of the corporate magic kingdom of Silicon Valley. But then we celebrate the companies and their contribution, their partnership with government on the East Coast each year. And you can mark your calendars for June 15th for the Technology and Government Dinner. And there we will present our American Technology Awards, again, for the companies in June. Well, that officially concludes our evening, but there's a couple of things I get to share with you here. Two real quick things. One, you probably figured out somebody at your table got a little Salesforce pin on their napkin. You may have figured out that not everybody had that on their napkin, and the centerpieces go to the person with the Salesforce pin. Secondly, there's happy winners at every table. Secondly, we'll proceed from here out to the foyer for dessert, and again encourage you to find some of those individual award winners and hear more about the innovations that they've been behind. And last and certainly not least, thanks to Salesforce.com, each of you this evening will be able to pick up a copy of Mark's latest book, Behind the Cloud, the untold story of how Salesforce.com went from an idea to a billion-dollar company and revolutionized an industry. So we encourage you to pick up one of those. Now, it's my privilege and pleasure to announce that we are adjourned this evening, and we'll see you in dessert. Thank you very much.